Imagine a former president not in office yet wielding enough influence to shape the highest court in the land. We're talking about Donald Trump, a man whose name has become synonymous with controversy, and his influence on the Supreme Court is no exception. Take, for instance, the appointment of Brett Kavanaugh, an event that was nothing short of contentious. Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings, marred by sexual assault allegations and his repeated declarations of liking beer, left a nation divided. Trump, despite expressing his displeasure over Kavanaugh's comments, stood by him, even when it seemed as though the nomination was hanging by a thread. But it's not just about the appointments. Trump has consistently shown an ability to shape the course of the Supreme Court, even when he's not sitting in the Oval Office. This is a testament to his shocking influence, an influence that doesn't seem to be waning. But this, however, is just the tip of the iceberg. Trump's influence runs far deeper. Let's rewind the clock to understand how this influence took root. Our journey begins in early 2017, when President Trump nominated Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. This nomination was a strategic move, as Gorsuch's conservative leanings were well known. Despite some opposition, Gorsuch was confirmed, becoming the first brick in the conservative wall Trump was building in the Supreme Court. Next, we move to late 2018. This time, the nominee was Brett Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings were a contentious circus, fueled by allegations of sexual assault and his own somewhat peculiar declarations about his fondness for beer. Despite these controversies, and Trump's initial reservations about Kavanaugh's defense, the nominee was confirmed, strengthening the conservative majority in the Supreme Court. Finally, we arrive at 2020, a year already fraught with tension and tragedy. Just weeks before the presidential election, Trump nominated Amy Coney Barrett to fill the seat left vacant by the passing of liberal icon Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Barrett's confirmation was rushed through in record time, despite outcry from those who felt the appointment should have been left to the winner of the impending election. In the end, Barrett's confirmation marked the solidification of a conservative majority in the Supreme Court. Each of these appointments was met with controversy and opposition. Yet, they all resulted in the same outcome: a confirmed justice with conservative leanings. These appointments, controversial as they were, have set the stage for a Supreme Court that leans heavily towards conservatism. But what does this shift towards conservatism mean for the American people and the justice system? Let's delve into this. With a conservative majority in the Supreme Court, key issues like the potential overturning of Roe v. Wade are coming to the forefront. If this landmark ruling, which protects a woman's right to choose, is overturned, it could lead to more restrictive abortion policies. This not only affects the legal landscape but also raises concerns about increased maternal mortality rates. Such a move could pave the way for broader challenges to other landmark rulings, such as those on contraception and same-sex marriage. But it's not just about abortion rights. Changes could also be on the horizon for Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. This federal law currently shields online platforms from legal liability, but alterations could expose tech companies to a wave of lawsuits over content moderation. This could significantly impact the way we interact online, with potential repercussions for free speech and the spread of information. Critics from both political wings have called for changes to the law. Conservatives allege bias in content moderation, while Democrats argue that platforms host hate speech and misinformation. The Supreme Court's decisions on these pivotal cases could drastically alter the future of online content regulation. Moreover, these shifts in the Supreme Court could further highlight the dysfunction in the American political system, where minority power can influence policy decisions. This could spark debates on the role of the judiciary in moral debates, and the need for a reevaluation of the current political landscape. The potential consequences of these shifts are far-reaching, affecting not just the legal landscape, but also the lives of everyday Americans. In just a few short years, Trump's influence has significantly shifted the balance of the Supreme Court. His controversial appointments have established a conservative majority, with figures like Kavanaugh making headlines. The shift towards conservatism has sparked upheaval, with landmark rulings like Roe v. Wade potentially at risk. The implications are vast, from increased maternal mortality rates to disputes over online content regulation. As we continue to watch these developments, one thing is clear: the influence of a former president on the Supreme Court is a trend worth watching, and its impact on the American justice system is profound.